Heaven, welcome back to the mat and welcome to this brand new flow. In today's practice, we are going to celebrate the beauty of OSTARA and the spring equinox, a time where the world stands still and we find a perfect balance between light and dark, day and night, and the seasons. So in today's flow, we're going to find that balance within ourselves and create some magic through our movement. To begin, you're going to come into a Tandasana, a mountain pose at the top of your mat. Placing one hand on the belly, place another on the heart, roll shoulders away from the ears, and take a beautiful deep inhale in through the nose. And a slow exhale all the way out. Starting to bring your mind to the mat. Tuning in to the rhythm of your breath, the sensations of your legs rooting down and connecting with the earth. Ready to find an awakening in our practice, to not only find that balance between light and dark, the sun and the moon, but also to really find the energy as we embrace a new season, leaving behind the kind of remnants of winter, everything we've learned from the past season. Ready to embrace changes, to embrace the sun, and to embrace a rebirth. Before we go any further with our movement, give yourself a moment of acknowledgement, a moment of gratitude for not only the fact that you came to the mat today, but also for the fact that you made it through the darkness of winter, through those darker months, the months of reflection, of hibernation. Acknowledge the fact that you're here today ready to embrace a new season, and to embrace all the opportunities that are ahead of you on your path. And if you'd like to set an intention for this practice, you can do so here, setting in your mind and sealing it with your breath. Ready to find a little movement? We relax our arms down by our side, walk your feet a little bit wider than hips width apart and start to find a moving mountain here. So taking some sways from side to side, any kind of wiggles or stretches. Beautiful. Before we send the arms behind the back, interlock the fingers, inhale to open the chest, exhale, forward fold, allowing those hands to float as far overhead as feels good to you, bending into those knees. We inhale. Beautiful. And exhale to gently roll the body up, move into a mini back bend, sliding the hands down by the back, pressing the hip bones forwards. And then moving back into the center, we send arms up and overhead, interlock the fingers, push the sky away, and take a little lean to the left-hand side. Option to step right foot behind the left. Inhale, move through center. Exhale, lean to the right-hand side and step left foot behind the right. Beautiful. Inhale to the center, sweep arms overhead to prayer, and then swan dive to a forward fold. Inhale, hands to the shins, gaze forwards. Exhale, step back to plank and take your first vinyasa for the practice. Knees up, knees down is up to you, but we inhale to find length. Exhale to meet in downward facing dog, first down dog for our practice. And to honor the arrival of spring, the conquering of light over darkness. Together, we're going to work through 5 rounds of Surya Namaskar, our sun salutations, but also embracing that balance by then working through 5 rounds of lunar salutations, bringing in that heat, bringing in that power. So when you're ready from your downward facing dog, you're going to take your gaze all the way to the top of the mat. Maybe take one big step or a couple of small steps to bring yourself into a forward fold. From here, we inhale to gaze forward, hands to the shins, fingertips to the mat. And then exhale to bend the knees, roll the body all the way up to standing, sweep arms up and overhead to pray. And then bring them back to heart center. Ready for our Surya Namaskars. We inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forwards, create length. Exhale, plant the hands to the mat, step back to plank and take your vinyasa. Knees up, knees down. Inhale, find upward facing dog. Exhale, meet back in downward facing dog for 5 breaths. Breathe in through the nose and breathe out, connecting with the earth through the fingertips and tippy toes. We hold here for 3, 2, beautiful, and for 1. Gently take your gaze all the way to the top of the mat. Walking, stepping, jumping, bringing yourself forward into a forward fold. Inhale, fingertips to the mat or hands to the shins, gaze forwards. Exhale, sweep arms up and overhead to pray. And then bring them back to heart center, round 2. Inhale to sweep arms up and overhead, find length through the fingertips. Exhale, bend the knees and we forward fold. Inhale, gaze forwards. Exhale, step back to plank, take your vinyasa, pressing off the toes, lower all the way down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Tucking that last rib in, pressing the hip bones to the sky. Beautiful. Before we gaze to the top of the mat, walking, stepping, jumping, make your way forwards. On your next inhale, we bring fingertips to the mat or hands to the shins to gaze forward and create our length. Exhale, bend the knees, roll body to standing, float arms up and overhead, back to heart center, round 3. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forwards. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to plank, take your vinyasa. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful movements. Tuck that last rib in, send the hip bones to the sky and connect with the earth here through the fingertips and the tippy toes. Before we gaze to the top of the mat, making your way forwards. Inhale, fingertips to the mat or hands to the shins, gaze forwards. Exhale, roll body to standing, arms float up and overhead to pray, and back to heart center. When you're ready, inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forwards. Exhale, step back to plank. And take a vinyasa. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, meet back in downward facing dog. Got one more round to go after this. When you're ready, gaze to the top of the mat, walking, stepping, jumping forwards. Inhale, gaze forwards. Exhale, roll body to standing, arms up and overhead to pray. And then back to heart center, final round. We inhale to take those arms lovely and high to the sky. On your exhale, bend the knees and forward fold. Inhale, gaze forwards. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to plank, take your vinyasa. Beautiful. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, meet in downward facing dog, ready for 5 rounds of our lunar salutations. Now remember, you can choose to come to high lunge or you can choose to come to low lunge for your lunar salutations. It's completely up to you. But when you're ready from here, we wiggle the big toes to touch. Inhale, sweep right leg high to the sky. Exhale, step between the thumbs, find your way to high lunge or low lunge. Sweep arms up and overhead. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to downward facing dog. This time we sweep left leg to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, draw to the chest, step between the thumbs, find your way to your lunge. Exhale, hands frame front foot, step back to plank and take your vinyasa. Inhale, find upward facing dog. Exhale, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. 4 more rounds to go. Bring big toes to touch and sweep right leg to the sky. Gently step between the thumbs and find your way into your chosen lunge. Beautiful. Hands come back to the mat. Step into downward facing dog and sweep left leg to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, step between the thumbs, come to your lunge. When you're ready, hands frame front foot. Step back to plank and take your vinyasa. Inhaling to come to upward facing dog. Exhale, meet back in downward facing dog. Immediately bring the big toes to touch. Embrace this fire. As we sweep right leg to the sky. Draw knee to chest, step between the thumbs, move to your lunge. Beautiful. Relax hands down to frame front foot, step to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, step between the thumbs, find your way to your lunge. Relaxing the hands down to frame front foot, step back to plank and take your vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Keep that breath balanced. Beautiful. Sweep right leg to the sky as we inhale. Exhale, draw knee to chest, step between the thumbs. Sweep the arms up and overhead to your lunge. And then exhale, hands frame front foot, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, draw knee to chest, step between the thumbs and find your way into your lunge. Before hands frame front foot, step back to plank and take a vinyasa. Beautiful. We've got 1 more round after this. Make your way to downward facing dog. Embrace this fire. We bring the big toes to touch. Inhale, right leg floats to the sky. Exhale, draw knee to chest, step between the thumbs. Sweep the arms up and overhead into your chosen lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to down dog. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to chest, step between the thumbs. Find your way first to your lunge. And then hands frame front foot, step back to plank. Find your way into your vinyasa. Knees up, knees down. But we inhale, upward dog. This time, exhale back into hero's pose or child's pose, giving yourself a moment of rest. A moment to slow your breath, rebalance it, and begin to embrace this power, the power that you've created through your movements. Reminding yourself of the intention that you set. And once again, feeling gratitude for the fact that you came to the mat today and for the fact that you took time for you. When you're ready from here, we're going to roll back into tabletop and relax that spine with a few cat-cows. Inhale to drop the chest. Exhale to curve. Beautiful. And without rushing, the next time you go into curve the spine, you tuck toes under and meet back in downward facing dog. Ready to keep flowing, we bring big toes to touch and inhale to sweep right leg to the sky. Exhale, bend this knee off to split dog. Beautiful. And then when you're ready from here, we draw knee to the chest, step between the thumbs, bring hands to prayer at heart center, step, float, fall into your flying warrior. Find your strength. We transition from flying warrior by bending that left knee to the chest. Gently bring it all the way through to the top of your mat. And you can bring yourself into a twist, right hand to left knee, or if you have hand to toe pose, you can extend the leg here. Holding 3, 2, and 1. Relax the leg down, float through flying warrior, and then step back into high lunge. Beautiful movements. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, we pivot that back foot with the back of the mat, roll to warrior 2. Wrap left arm behind the back, right arm up and overhead, reverse warrior. Move through warrior 2, windmill the hands to frame front foot, step back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. When you're ready, inhale, left leg to the sky, bend knee off, split dog. In your own time, we draw knee to chest, step between the thumbs, find your way to flying warrior. Hands to heart center and lift the body up. Embrace every wobble. From flying warrior, transition your way into that standing balance by either bending the knee, or if you have hand to toe pose, you can extend the leg here, whatever feels good to you. Holding for 3, 2, and 1. Gently relax away from your hand to toe or your standing twist and find your way back into flying warrior. Before stepping back in to first high lunge, inhale, arms reach up and overhead. Exhale, warrior 2. Bring that back foot parallel the mat. Transition to reverse warrior, right arm behind the back, left arm overhead. Move through warrior 2, hands windmill to frame front foot, step back to plank, take a vinyasa. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And to end the flow today, there's 2 options of a pose you can take. The first option is come to a dolphin pose. The second option is to come to a headstand. Whatever pose feels good to you. If both these poses don't feel good, you choose a peak pose that you love. This is your practice, remember. Now, if you would like to come to dolphin pose, drop down to the forearms and lift the hip bones up, walking the tippy toes closer to you. If you'd like to come to your headstand, interlock the fingers, top of the head flat to the mat, and find your way to your pose. Embracing every wobble, keep the breath flowing. Before we gently move out of our pose and immediately come to a gorgeous restorative child's pose. Bringing big toes to touch, take the knees wide and relax the body down. And then gently from child's pose, roll through tabletop. And gently slide the legs forward and make your way back into the mat, hugging these knees lovely and close to the chest. From here, we hug left knee close. Inhale to hug it close and exhale to guide it across the body into a beautiful spinal twist. Keep both shoulders to the mat. Inhale, bring left knee to the center. Exhale, switch sides, bend right knee to the chest and guide it across the body to the left-hand side. Inhale, bring the knee to the center and take a beautiful full body stretch here, pointing the fingers, pointing the toes, before relaxing your way into a Savasana position. Now you can choose the energy you'd like to welcome into Savasana. If you're looking for a sense of peace and healing, you can keep those palms flipped to the sky, drawing in the energy of the springtime sun. Or if you're looking for a little bit of grounding, a bit of strength, you can flip those palms down and begin to connect with the earth beneath you. Imagine there's roots growing out of your fingertips, connecting you with Mother Nature. But once you've found your way here, we take a beautiful deep inhale, filling the lungs, filling the belly, and take a slow exhale all the way out. Transforming this fire you've created in your practice to a beautiful simmering warmth, radiating through your muscles, a reminder of your power. Embracing the sense of peace, the sense of positivity, and this sense of awakening in your soul, awakening from winter. This feeling radiating from the tops of your toes to the ends of your fingertips, the ends of your hair, and the crown of your head. Giving yourselves a few well-deserved moments to simply exist here in the present moment, the space where true happiness exists. feeling gratitude to you for coming to the mat, for making it through winter, and choosing here to either bring the intention you set at the beginning of your practice off the mat and into the rest of your day, or choosing to leave it here. But when you're ready to move back into the body, you're going to take a beautiful deep inhale, filling the lungs, filling the belly, and a slow exhale all the way out. Starting to find movement by wiggling the toes, moving the fingers, and if it feels good to you, you might choose to sweep those arms up and overhead to take a beautiful full body stretch, pulling that belly button in and up the ribs as you inhale and exhale to relax arms down by your side. Bending the knees to the chest, roll to one side of your mat and take your time to come and meet me in a comfortable seated position. One hand to the heart, another to the belly. Feeling reset, restored, and awake. Breathing in deeply the fresh air around you, the arrival of spring, the arrival of a new season, the chance of rebirth, the opportunities that lie ahead. Knowing that you have the power to manifest everything that you deserve and everything that you desire. To close the practice, we bring hands to prayer at heart center. Take one final deep breath in through the nose, and one final deep breath all the way out, bowing low with gratitude to ourselves, to the online coven, and as always from me to you, thanking you for joining me here today and for allowing me into your practice. The magic in me honors the magic in you, and I hope you remain inspired by the magic of yoga and the magic of OSTARA. From the bottom of my heart, coven, thanking you for joining me here today. Blessed be.